Hey guys, welcome to part 28 of Let's Play Pokemon SoulSilver. In the last part we took on the EVs and all the different evolutions, so as promised this part is going to be me catching Lugia. That's why this part is kind of shorter, because yeah, this whole part is how to go out and do it, go to World Islands and exactly where Lugia is. So yeah, first thing you're going to want to do is go to Olivine City and then surf downwards towards World Islands, because if you remember before we came along here to go to Cinnawood to take on the fighting gym, but I actually didn't even talk about World Islands, I don't think, at the time, because there was nothing we could really do there, because World Islands is called World Islands because they're surrounded by whirlpools. So there's actually a lot of things that are required, or things that you need to get to Lugia. You can't just go there and it's fine. And one thing, there's going to be a couple of battles in this part against these trainers, not because I wanted the XP, but because they were required. You probably should have taken out these trainers already, because the fighting gym is a bit tough, and you know, all the training you can get, you know, you probably should have explored this route more than I did back when I was originally here. But yeah, because with World Islands they're a bit of a pain. They're not really a maze, but I guess they technically are. And if you want to get to Lugia, you have to take the exact right route, or you're just not going to find it. It's not like Rock Cave or anything like that, where it's a maze, but you have to find the right route, but eventually you'll get there. No, you have to go in World Islands in the right way, because it's actually more than one entrance. So if you go in from the top, you'll go into a different entrance, and you'll just be lost forever. Which, I mean, it's kind of annoying that they did it like that. I mean, World Islands aren't that... they're not fun to explore. They're pretty much like every other cave, so it's just like, oh, it's just kind of annoying. But luckily we live in the day of the internet, where you can just Google anything that you want to know about a game. I mean, that's what I did, if I'm being perfectly honest. I actually haven't done this before. This is the first time I actually bothered to catch Lugia, because I had Heart Gold, I didn't have SoulSilver. Because the big difference between SoulSilver and Heart Gold is that you can catch both Lugia and Ho-Ho in each versions, but here you can catch Lugia before the Elite Four, and in Heart Gold you can catch Ho-Ho before the Elite Four. So that's one of the main reasons I actually decided to LP the SoulSilver version rather than the Heart Gold version, even though I own the Heart Gold version, is because I wanted Lugia. I mean, Lugia is so cool. It's just the coolest legendary Pokemon. So out of the two, I definitely wanted, you know, the cool dragon-like-esque demon or guardian of the sea, rather than the dumb rainbow bird. You know, who cares about Ho-Ho with his stupid beak and rainbows? But so yeah, so you do need to do these battles, because you have to go underneath or go to the right of World Island and come around back up that way and go across this whirlpool. So you do kind of have to do that. Although something kind of happens here that I didn't really intend for this to happen in this part. But yeah, Hawkins finally evolves into Pidgeot. I mean, honestly, I've been waiting for... Hawkins probably should have evolved ages ago, and so should have York, but you know, it's nice that Hawkins finally did evolve, so there's that. I mean, Mr. Sublime is level 38, but all my other Pokemon are level 35, so I mean, there was bound to be a couple of evolutions, you know, around this time, or definitely before the Elite Four anyway. So because, okay, with World Islands, right, the things that you need Surf, obviously, you need Whirlpool. So you couldn't come here if you didn't have that TM, so or HM, so it's definitely worth teaching a Pokemon Whirlpool if you're wanting to come here. And the one that's more annoying that you need is Flash. Now, of course, you get given a TM4 Flash back in Sprout Tower, and it's only a TM, so once you use it, it's gone. But in this game, you can actually go to Goldenrod City and buy as many TMs of Flash you know, as you like. So if you already use your TM Flash on a different Pokemon, but you don't really want to carry that Pokemon around, you want to teach it to a different one, just go to Goldenrod City and the big shopping centre there, and you can get yourself another one. So I actually didn't know this, so I was actually kind of annoyed. But it turns out in this game, Flash has 100% accuracy, so it's actually kind of a decent move, so I wasn't too annoyed about having to teach it to Mr. Sublime, so yeah. You could try and do this without Flash. you're not crazy to do that, but you do need to know the exact route that you're going, and this is it. I'm not actually going to show me exploring the rest of Whirl Islands because there's nothing here of interest. It's just a generic kind of Pokemon cave where there's a few items if you look around, but you know the deal. There's a couple of rocks. You can go up a couple of ladders. You know that's not fun. It's kind of dull. So yeah, you come in the entrance I came in, and then you have to go around this way. You know, if I stop using repels for once, because as you can see, this is actually one big room, so if you go into this room from the wrong ladder, then you're just not going to get to Lugia because you can't go round. I mean, it just doesn't work out. So, and yeah, there are 2 items that you need for catching Lugia, which means that you couldn't do this any earlier than the point that I'm doing it in the game. One of them is the tidal bell, because that guy just blocks you. I mean, what an asshole! You know, I want to go into the cave, but no, you need a little bell and need to ring it, and then it's like, oh, I guess I'll get out of the way. So, because you could come all the way up to this point once you learn Whirlpool, but if you don't go talk to these girls who are now here and defeat them, then you won't get the bell, so you won't get access to this inner chamber. But there is one more item you're going to need, which you should already have, and that is the Silver Wing. But you already get given that if you're playing SoulSilver, so don't worry about, you know, trying to track and find it or checking through your inventory to see if you have it. You're going to have it. So, and one more thing about Whirl Islands is that in the original you actually needed Waterfall to go through this place, but luckily in this game they took that out. So, I mean, that's kind of nice. It kind of, you know, makes it less annoying when you have to go through all your HMs and teach all your different Pokemon different HMs just to get to one point in the game. And this is pretty cool. I really do like how in this version they build up just how, like, it's Lugia, you know, he's a legendary Pokemon. It's pretty cool that he's here, and it's a big deal that this one in only kind Pokemon actually does show up. And then he shows up in this waterfall. It's pretty damn cool, because I mean, it was quite funny how in the first generation, or in the original, it was really like walking along in this building, walking along, and then, legendary Moltres, that's cool. Just one little sprite on the screen, and oh, Moltres, I'll go talk to that. And then, I mean, there was kind of a charm to that, but then there is this, which is really cool. It's a big event. You get that really cool cutscene of Lugia coming out of the waterfall, and it's like, hey, what's up? Yeah, he's just showing off now. We get it, alright, we get it. You're a cool guy. Because yeah, Lugia really is my favourite legendary Pokemon out of all of them. I mean, the legendary birds are okay, the dogs are alright, and I mean, and then past that point they kind of get a bit like from the 3rd generation onwards, all the legendaries are like, not bad, but nothing really that cool. So yeah, Lugia's definitely my favourite, and I mean, he's definitely better than that dumb deer that's going to be in X and Y. I don't know what they were thinking with a rainbow deer. That's kind of a bit weird, but... So yes, so into the battle. And we actually get some unique music playing for this battle, which I think is a pretty nice touch, you know. Again, it makes it feel like a big event. So Lugia is Psychic and Flying type. And of course, the whole point of me coming here isn't to defeat it. I'm trying to catch this bloody thing. So... people always, when they talk about Pokemon and Legendary, they always want like the perfect tactic to catching legendary Pokemon. They always think that there's some sort of tactic they can use to guarantee that they catch it, but it's really not the case. It's all you can do is, or what I like to do is just paralyze them and then wear down their health until it's next to nothing, and then start throwing Ultra Balls. I mean, that's it. That's all you can do. Catching legendary Pokemon is all about just luck, really, because the odds are so low of you actually catching the thing. Is that you have to try and increase your odds as much as you can by doing what I'm doing, paralyzing it and then lowering its health, because that does increase your odds of actually catching the thing. But even if it has 1 HP and is paralyzed, there's still a pretty low chance of you catching the Pokemon. So you're going to want as many Ultra Balls as you can. And, you know, luckily I did go to the Pokemon and buy 20, but I'm going to say this now, 20 is definitely not enough. You're going to want at least 30, 40 just to be safe. I think 40 is a good amount, because the whole point is that once you get him down to next to no health, you just need to start chucking Ultra Balls and just hope. Of course you can use different sort of, you know, Pokeballs if you want. You can quick ball, timer balls and all that kind of stuff, but if you do look into all the different balls that you can use, they will increase your odds if you use them correctly, but it's a hassle. That's just a massive hassle to try and have all these different sorts of, you know, Pokeballs, because really it's still luck. You can put in all the tactics and get the right Pokeballs, but still you just have to get lucky. So this took me a few times to do. Something that's quite funny is that on like my 5th try I actually did catch Lugia, but I wasn't recording, so I was just like, oh, I was not happy after that. So then I was like, well, gotta try again. So this is actually my 7th attempt where I did manage to catch it, and this attempt makes me look really good at this game, because I get really lucky with just how quickly I catch it, because there was many times where I either accidentally killed it because I got a critical hit, because that's the one thing you want to watch out for, critical hits, and one thing you absolutely want to do before going into this battle is save before it. I mean, if you're out there looking for tactics, you save before it, you go in with a Pokemon that can paralyze it, you paralyze it, you lower itself, you start chucking, and that's it. And this attempt I got it on like my 2nd, 3rd try, which is just crazy, because 2 of my attempts I ran out of Ultra Balls because I only bought 20. Of course I could have just used my Master Ball, but Lugia is only level 45, which really isn't that high, so I thought I might as well actually try and do it properly with Ultra Balls. So if you want, you can throw any sort of Pokemon in it, really. Pokeball, like normal Pokeball or Great Ball, but I mean, Lugia's attacks aren't that strong. Lugia is only level 45, so one thing I did was to use Light Screen. With Mr. Sublime, use Light Screen, and also hit it with a few Smoke Screens and Sand attacks, just so it'll miss, you know, because its attacks are Hydro Pump, Rain Dance, Extra Sensory, and Aeroblast. So pretty much it's quite water, you know, it's got a lot of water-based attacks, but yeah, that's about it for catching Lugia. I know I made it sound a lot easier, and also there's an escape rope there, so don't worry if you don't have one, because you can just quickly do what I did and get the escape rope. So yeah, I won't be using Yu-Gi-Oh in my squad, but he is the coolest. I just need that to be known. So next time in Let's Play Pokemon SoulSilver, we're going to whoa, I'm not too sure what we're going to do. So I've been on Storm23. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.